Managing your law firm's finances and your personal finances separately isn't just a smart move. It's critical to making sure both thrive. But how do you actually keep them distinct, especially when the lines can get so blurry? In this video, I'm going to show you how I manage both areas separately, and I'll reveal a few key strategies that I've developed over the years to ensure things stay organized and efficient. Now, a lot of people think it's just about having two bank accounts, one for your business, one for personal use. That's a start, but the real separation goes much deeper. If you want to run your law firm smoothly and secure your own personal wealth, you need clear boundaries. This isn't just theory. I've personally dealt with the mess that happens when these boundaries get blurred, and trust me, it's not pretty. You'll want to stick around because I'm going to share some game-changing tips later that I learned the hard way. So, let's dive in. For the first reason, I make sure I have different financial systems for both my personal and law firm finances. I use separate software to track everything. My law firm uses software like QuickBooks for managing business expenses, payroll, and taxes, while I use something different for my personal finances, like Mint or YNAB. You need a budget. Why? Because the way you manage business transactions is different than how you handle personal expenses. Having two systems in place helps me ensure that nothing falls through the cracks. Another important factor is how I pay myself. I have a defined salary that comes from the law firm, and it gets deposited into my personal account each month. By setting up a clear salary structure, I avoid the temptation to pull extra funds from the business for personal expenses. This keeps my business finances intact and protects my personal wealth. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle of growing your business, but if you don't pay yourself properly, things can get messy fast. Then there's the issue of tax planning. This is where it gets really important. If you're not separating your law firm's income from your personal income, you're setting yourself up for some potential tax headaches. Having separate accounts allows me to track business expenses for tax deductions accurately, without mixing personal spending in. It's vital for making sure you're not overpaying or underreporting on taxes. I learned this lesson the hard way after a few close calls with the IRS early in my career. Tax season doesn't have to be stressful if you're organized from the start. Another key tip is keeping track of personal and business debt separately. If you're borrowing for the law firm or taking out a loan, don't lump it in with your personal finances. The reason? It's much easier to see the true financial health of your business when you don't have personal liabilities mixed in. That means I keep all business-related loans, credit cards, and lines of credit under the business name. If you mix them, you'll have no idea how much of your personal wealth is being eaten up by business debts. Lastly, a major game changer for me has been setting aside separate savings. I save for both my business and personal life, but the key is that I don't use the same savings accounts for both. For my personal savings, I set up an emergency fund that covers at least 6 months of personal expenses. For the law firm, I keep a separate emergency fund that can cover at least 3 months of operating expenses. These two funds are completely separate, and I never touch one for the other, no matter how tempting. I'm giving you all of this because I know how easy it is to fall into the trap of blending personal and business finances. But if you want your law firm to succeed and protect your personal wealth, you need this separation. Now, I've given you a lot of strategies, but here's one final tip you won't want to miss. I'll be sharing the one thing I didn't do for the first few years that caused some huge headaches. Something that would have saved me thousands. Stick around because I'm going to break it down next. If you got value from this video, make sure to subscribe. You're getting content that's not incentivized by hidden affiliate commissions, just straight advice from someone who's been through it. Subscribe if you want more real actionable insights like this.